This is a 5-liter Deionizer, which is, like we call it, an intelligent deionizer. The reason being that it's got a built-in microprocessor, allowing for some temperature compensation, and then also allowing for discrete levels of water conductivity to be tested. It has a self-calibration facility, in other words, where we do a self-check on this, as you can see, where you have a tricolor output on the LED, indicating that it is calibrated. And at the present moment, it is empty. In other words, what we should have is like the blue. In other words, we have the perfect solution in terms of no conductivity inside of the unit. So what it has is it's got 6 discrete levels, as you can see there, and they are applicable to the specific applications that you have. If you want to use it for coolant, where you want to have the lowest conductivity, you can use it up to that level. If you want to use it for battery water, you can use it up to that level. And then for leakage testing, whenever you combine with a foaming agent, you can take it down to that level. And this is an indication of the conductivity of the water that this unit produces. However, if you get to that red level, it means that your resin is saturated and it needs to be replaced. And this is a replacement cartridge, a 5-liter replacement cartridge, which simply just slides into the unit. You open it up like so. Very simple. You slide it in and you close it like so. Connecting, very simple. We have a push to fit tap connection that fits our standard taps that we all have. It's simply just push in and the connection is made. And that connection is good for 6 bar. Entry point is at the bottom of the unit, as you can see there. And then the outlet is to the top. Also, once again, it's a push to make connector, very simple. And incidentally, you can cut this pipe to the required length with a pair of scissors. Very easy to set up, very quick to set up as well. Okay. The question arises, why bother about deionized water? The trouble is, our water is pretty much polluted with all sorts of contaminants, and especially if you want to use it in cooling systems or batteries, or you need to have water that's got a pH of at least 7 for the anti-corrosive properties of neutral water, as well as for battery manufacturing. But that tends to be the stereotypes. But however, what one needs to realize is it's used for cooling water in cooling systems, especially laser cutters, especially with those high temperatures that they need to operate at. It is a very, very corrosive and harsh environment. Then you do need... Should I start? So the question arises, why bother about deionized water? Our ordinary tap water is very conductive. It's got a lot of impurities in it and causing electrical conduction, and whenever you have the similar metals in the same cooling system, you end up with a corrosive situation. So if you have water with a pH of 7 that is deionized, you can basically get by without suffering the corrosion that you do suffer. That would be using this deionized water of batteries in battery manufacturing or battery top-up water. Then you're looking at industrial closed circuit cooling systems, typically your laser cutters, which with a laser head sitting at those elevated temperatures is very, very corrosive, and you need to have deionized water. Then you also, whenever they do leak testing, guys doing gas leak testing with foaming agents, there also, you don't want, once you've checked your piping, you don't want to end up with a corrosion track behind you after you've done your leak testing. Then the other one that people don't realize, and that is automotive cooling systems. The whole cooling system of a vehicle, you've got an aluminium cylinder head, you've got a cast iron block, You've got your water pump housing's got a lot of magnesium in it. There also, if you don't use water that is deionized, you end up with a corrosion situation. Yes, your antifreeze do counter it to some extent, but you can have a better situation, a safer situation, especially if you start going through these high value vehicles. Then any application where a pH 7 water is required. In other words, you don't want it acidic, you don't want it alkaline. The resin used in these deionizer has got anions and cations. In other words, they take out both your cations and ions, and for that very reason, you end up with water that's got a pH of 7. And then any other application that anybody can come up with for deionized water, this is the ideal vehicle in order to get your deionized water at a very affordable price.